Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. Before I begin, I would love to welcome my parents who were able to make it here today in Persian. آبای جان، آتای جان، سلام. تشکر از تمام زحماتی که به من و خواهرها و برادرانم کردن. خوش آمدین به اسمت. Shall we? About 4 years ago, in our first class assembly, I remember looking out at all of you trying to read the room and figure out what we all had in common. What I saw was a room filled with people who were caring, courageous, and full of potential. As a 19-year-old Afghan girl arriving at Smith, I had a very particular understanding of what education meant. Back home, Afghanistan was in political turmoil, and girls and women were denied the very thing that had brought me here. So I arrived at Smith with a sense of urgency. I felt like I needed to take a hold of every opportunity that this place had to offer. And as I began preparing this speech, there was one thing that kept showing up for me, and I couldn't ignore it. Fear. For a long time, I thought if I was afraid, that meant I wasn't ready. But throughout my life, and especially during my time at Smith, I've learned otherwise. Let me take you back to Kabul, Afghanistan. As a 15-year-old, the only traveling I had done was the commute between school and home. But in 2019, after receiving a scholarship from a prep school in Pennsylvania, I decided to leave my family and home country in pursuit of an education that nobody could take away from me. I knew that this would be difficult, but I had no idea that I wouldn't see my family and home for the next 7 years. However, with time, I began to find my footing in a new country and in a new community. But still, fear was there the entire time. It traveled with me, watching over my shoulders in every decision I made. Years later, that fear continued to show up, just in different rooms. Now, picture this. I'm in my first week as an intern at the Smith Investment office. We're in a big meeting with the senior staff, and suddenly out of nowhere, someone asks for my opinion. I froze. I had one of those deer-in-the-headlight moments thinking, what could I possibly say that they don't already know? What if I sound ridiculous? Could I just say, no comment? And the second I opened my mouth, I could hear my voice shaking. My words jumbled, and my face felt like it was on fire. And soon after that first meeting, this internship took over my life. And while that intense preparation did teach me a lot about endowments, over time I learned an even more valuable lesson. I don't have to feel like an expert in order to speak. Sometimes growth looks like preparation, but it could also look like humility, learning in public, and confusion. And I know I'm not the only one who has experienced this. We all have had moments where we felt underqualified, underprepared, or out of place. and we still choose to move forward. Now, class of 2026, we're stepping into a world that feels increasingly uncertain. And when fear shows up, and it sure will, let it not be the loudest voice in the room. Take on things before you feel fully prepared. Say what you need to say, even if your voice trembles. I'm going to say it again. Say what you need to say, even if your voice trembles. The most meaningful things in life will demand that. To parents, faculty, staff, mentors, friends, and classmates, thank you. Thank you for being part of this long journey. To our alumni, any alumni in the room? This one is for you. Thank you for believing in Smith and its empowering education. You've poured into this community through your achievements, your generosity, and mentorship. We and women's history stand here in part because of you. And lastly, to my beloved class of 2026, today is our day. Eyes are on us. So let's step into the future, not without fear, but with the quiet confidence that we have done hard things before. Congratulations, class of 2026. We did it. Thank you. Thank you.